Welcome to Medway Peninsula Model Railway. And welcome to video 7 in the series of my journey in building a model railway. Things have moved on nicely, so in this video we'll be looking at my track plan in full scale. We'll also be looking at some things I got from a local model railway exhibition I went to at the weekend. But first of all, I'd like to do some big thank yous. Just checked and I've hit 43 subscribers, which for me is very surprising, but very pleasing. So thank you for all those new subscribers. Also, since the last video, I've had some really great help, certainly from John Warner at Piccadilly, has given me some really good info, and I do thank you, John. Some great news is that Paul over at Sandlin Junction is now back up and running. He's just posted a recent video, so he's looking much better, so that's great. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to Barry Davis, who I do like his channel and has some great stories from the old days in British Rail, but his wife Wendy has been ill, so and she's in hospital, so I wanted to say a big shout out to her and do wish her well. So thank you very much for everybody who is giving advice and support. The modern railway world is a great community, I've found, and thank you very much. At the track plan, which I managed to print up in full scale, so that is now on the baseboards, so we'll have a look at that. Again, I'll be looking for ideas, suggestions, or any flaws that you spot. Don't be put off by the numbers in case you wonder what they are, because the whole plan was printed off in obviously A4 sheets. It would have been one hell of a jigsaw puzzle to try and put it together, so to make it easier for me, I just sort of put it into grids, and then it was easy putting it together, but it has proved useful. So yeah, here we go. Welcome to the track plan. Okay, so here we are at the top end, and if we have a little sweep around, yeah, so my plan originally was that the top right hand side would be a factory, and coming off the main line would be how you service the factory. Goods come in, deposited at the area that's sort of 7 and 8A, and then 8 and 8B would be where the locos could stop. As we come back, then at the other end is some storage areas. I was going to think about possibly having that area with a little loco shed where the factory 040 and Little Rushton would be kept, because the loco that brings the goods in would effectively just drop the wagons off, stop in siding 8 or 8B, and then the factory shunter would come in and move the wagons around, and there would be a need of somewhere to store them. So that was a plan. I'm just concerned that in this sort of area here there isn't enough room, certainly, and I've been trying with templates to get a factory footprint in. So what I'm thinking of is low relief, or even the what you can download is prints of factories and stick them straight onto the back scene. And I was thinking that perhaps in this area here I might do away with one of the sidings and have that there'll be room for, say, some industrial units or something like that. Again, whatever you think, if anybody's got any thoughts on that, that will be great. So as you can see, there's the main and upper lines. There's the join to take the up and lower lines together. There's the feed in to the factory line. If anybody's got any thoughts on how this operates, any flaws you can see in there, any suggestions, I'd be most appreciated. And here at the top end you can just see where the connections will be. That middle track, ignore that, and also ignore that track that is between 7B and 8B. That's where we didn't align properly with the Anyrail because, as I mentioned before, being a tight person, I didn't pay for it. I just done it in 3 sections, which were free up to 50 50 items. Yeah, so there we are. Right now we're in the station side, what I would call the main station. Just coming in, the top is the upline. Here's the middle one is the downline, and here is just a branch off into what I call the bubble car platform, where you can just fit a couple of coaches for a DMU or a single bubble car, or if you're going to go an auto coach, there's room for a coach and a steamer, a little steamer. Maybe even get 2 coaches. The steamer can wait there, and just below it is a sort of storage point for the DMUs. So if one just needs to come out of service, it can come just up to here to these points and reverse down onto this siding here. Okay, had to have a workout on where there could be some potential clashes, and by that I mean where if there's trains in the station, would they sort of block points, and I found that here, just about here. So where this red line is the maximum stopping point for locos on the down line, or trains on the down line rather, and that's where the end carriage would stop, and that just means that anything coming down onto the DMU station will not foul. Moving along to the middle line, I've worked out that I can get a train which has got 4 coaches, which I'm happy with. That's good. On the top platform, which is the upline, again you'll be able to fit 4 coaches in, and I'm just going to have this point here where it says A7 just as the end of where the coaches will be, which gives me a little bit more area here. Here's a church I picked up, which I'd want to use. I think it's a Scaldale. I picked it up on eBay. So I'd like to have a church scene there. So if we're keeping 4 coaches, then this area here, if I step back, just to the right of the cottage, could be a car park, could be an entrance into the church. I'm not sure. Excuse that poor focusing. Let's see if we can get it back into focus. Come on. Okay, let's just go down here. Do apologise for that. There we go. We're back. Okay, so platform wise, I did find that I've got, and I'll switch over, some wood that I had left over, which is about 120 millimeters wide. So I'm thinking of using that for the station. I've got a little separate video coming up where I show this with carriages next to it, just to see if it would work. But obviously here I would like to have a main platform and station area, and just along the back, so we need to have an area for the back scene. Again, excuse that. Yeah, there we are, we're back. So yeah, area for the back scene. So we're looking at possibly a road, so the road goes along the back, with a car park here, and then an entrance into the church. We'll see. And then if we go along to the right hand side, where we've got entrance into the factory area, I would be okay in losing maybe one of those small sidings, if it meant that perhaps it would be more logical to have the car park, say, where you can see 1B, that sort of area. I don't know. Along the bottom here, what I was thinking would be that here at the top end, excuse a little bit of mess, but there's quite a lot of room, so I wanted to use that as a sort of a villagey type area. There'd be a road, say, around just underneath 4 and 3C, and then when it comes round, it will then just skirt along here for the underneath that second siding, and into here, which is sort of around the goods area. And I was looking to make this maybe a sort of industrial area. Okay, again, I don't know what you guys think. Anybody's got any good suggestions, please let me know. But that's the plan. And then the trains would come out of the station or come into the station, and just where the screwdriver is the other end of the block scenic break, to where you can see sort of C1 through to the polystyrene, which would be a sort of fiddle yard, if that makes sense. If it doesn't, again, suggestions. Great, thank you. Right, this time we're looking at the other station on the right hand side of the layout. So as you can see, the two up and main lines, up line is H3 and down line is 7B. So we come in to the station, and then here at H5 we've got a set of points, so if it's the little bubble car, the bubble car will branch off to the left and will stop at its station. There is room just to go a bit further to extend it, and I think I can get 2 cars in there possibly, but otherwise yeah, it'll be fine for just a bubble car. That middle siding, little spur, that's coming out as I've moved the points back, so we then have another siding there, which again could be the station pilot, could be for a bubble car to be resting there, could have it as a little service point, don't know. Along the top here where you can see baseboard, I'm looking at a little mini village, at least with shops etc, coming along with a road. Now the road, I'm thinking, will then have to skirt around the back of those 2 sidings to come and into there, or if not, it comes off where that little bit of polystyrene is. I'm looking at, if you can imagine it, just behind that little platform at H8, a sort of terminus style platform, something like that, if you can imagine that, and here will be the station. What you would then do, so you bought your tickets etc, you would end up on this little platform, and depending on where you wanted to go, you would then go across a bridge onto this platform, and this platform will service both the up and the down lines. Now, does that make sense? What do you folks think? Again, let me know. I'm just thinking that perhaps a road entering in here from the back scene could be where the car park is here, maybe have a little pub or something. Again, suggestions would be great. And as you can see, the entrance here is in to the area that is blocked off from view. Okay, just move yourselves back down again. I've worked out that on this platform, on the up line, which will be here, you can get a 3 coach or a 3 car DMU in there, and again just here where you can see the red line on the down line, that is the area where the last coach or loco has to stop, so as it doesn't foul the point here at G6. Hope that makes sense. You've then, as I mentioned in the other one, here is the entrance in to the goods yard area, and again I'd like this to be built up maybe industrially, or if anybody else has got any other suggestions. You know, what I'm doing, does it make sense? Is there any operational obvious boo-boos made? Yep, again, your input is always greatly appreciated. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so we're coming down to the bottom end, and We'll first start on the left hand side, where you can see there's a point that leads off to the goods yard. We run along, and just here will be, I suppose, a little stabling point for the loco. So loco comes in, uncouples at the goods yard, comes down, waits in this little spur here. Pilot will come along, up to the points, back, will come along and deposit some of the wagons that won't be needed to be unloaded first off. We'll take the ones to be unloaded, and then they're left there. Once unloaded, they can be reversed back and down to the middle line, which is what I will call the goods empty storage area. The pilot then goes back up and down again into the goods storage, bring those up, and they're either unloaded or left at the goods yard, and then the loco that was just simmering in the spur can come and pick those up and take them away. If there are any in the goods empties to be taken, then those can be taken away as well. Bottom track is what I think I will have as a coal and water area for the steamers, and down below I think I will do away with the top spur, and just where we see C10 and D10, I'll have that as a refueling area. If I can fit in a shed as well, and that'll be for the locos. So that's how the bottom end looks. What I am planning, and I hope it'll work, that piece of polystyrene will show a scenic break, and so what I would like is this line that's coming here could be a storage in a sort of fiddle yard. How I'm proposing is scenic break will be here, polystyrene will be sort of a tunnel as such, and then the scenic break will continue along here and here, and then roughly around here where this screwdriver is will be a similar tunnel entrance exit, so this will be hidden away. I could leave, say, a DMU here, and then it can be on its return journey, or some wagons. Here will be the two continuous main lines along the bottom here, the up and the down lines. What I will propose would be that if I was doing some shunting, I could leave the two loco lines available, so we can deposit some rakes, probably around about 4 or 5 foot. I've worked this one out to be, and so we can hire them in there, so it's like a fiddle yard. Yeah, so that will be that is what I'm thinking about. So again, if any of you folks have any comments, what you think can or can't work, yeah, just please let me know. Okay. Okay, so I popped down to the Medway Model Railway Exhibition, which was held at Fort Pitt Grammar School, Chatham. And yeah, I always like to go to these little exhibitions because you do pick up some great tips by looking at other people's layouts. And also, sometimes it's worth picking up a not a bad bargain. So what did I pick up? First of all, you can see a little milk tanker that was for £4, which I thought was quite good. For £2, there's the wedding pack of figures, and I know it might be a bit cliched, but who cares? I'm going to have a wedding scene at the church. Next up was SC Mineral Wagon, which if you see my next video, that's where I've done some making loads and weathering, so that's another one that will go with the ones I've got here. And also lastly was a yeoman's larger wagon. I've got a Class 59 yeoman loco, and also looking to get some of the Daypool yeoman wagons when they come out. So yeah, that was my purchase. The bride's pack was £2, £5 for the S&C wagon, £8 for the yeoman wagon. Yeah, and a very enjoyable few hours there as well.